Hey podcast, just before we get you to this episode, I wanted to invite you to join us at pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and we want you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make the pageant industry safe, transparent, and fair, and we'd love your input on how to do that. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, whack in your email address, and let's get you to this episode. Evening, guys. It's Adrian from the Pageant Project with you on this lovely Monday evening. Well, it's been horrible weather for me over here. I don't know what it's been like for you guys over in the UK. No. Hannah's going no. Hello, Charlotte. And you guys are in summer. This is the thing. It should be good weather for you. And I was looking at the forecast between the UK and Australia, and I swear to God, if you put them up side by side and I ask which one's in summer, you wouldn't be able to tell. So our special guest for today, we were going to have two, and we were going to have Natalie Carley from the Pageant Planner, but she's unwell, unfortunately. So Natalie, we hope you recover soon. We do have Hannah Golding from many, many titles, Yummy, and of course, Sparkles and Rhinestones. Hannah, how are you?
I am good. I'm feeling relaxed and paint-free at the moment, so it's all good.
When you say at the moment, how long does that moment normally last?
Not much when you have a toddler, but I use the extra day I have of not having her, she's at her dad's at the moment, to paint my living room and my bedroom. So yeah, it's been fun. The dog is covered, and it's black in my bedroom and grey in the living room. So she got the black on the grey. So that was fun.
She's covered in paint.
Yeah, her tail's covered in paint. Yeah.
You didn't use it as a paintbrush, did you?
What colour? She's
what colour's your dog?
Masterpiece. She is a brindle colour. She's a bull mastiff. So thank goodness it wasn't her tongue, because she has hanging tongue syndrome. So her tongue's always out. So lucky that wasn't on the paint, because then that would have required a lot more scrub.
I know people who have hanging tongue syndrome. Well, I don't know if they have syndrome, but certainly their tongue is hanging out all the time. Why is everyone painting at the moment? Imogen was painting before. Chloe is painting. I guess she just moves into. Yeah, it seems like everyone's like, to stave off boredom, everyone's painting in the house. They're not bored in the house; they're painting in the house.
Or watching paint dry.
Literally. Well, my daughter got decorated with nail varnish, and then I had foundation still when I had pageant girls come around the first time I moved in. So I was like, I really do need to cover this paint up. Memories.
Yes, Joanna, Danielle is awake.
Hey. Surprisingly.
The issue last week, Danielle, I don't mind that you slept in, because it's not like you needed to sleep. I was just so worried about you. I thought you jumped off a cliff somewhere or something.
Everyone was really worried. I got messages from several people being like, "Are you alive?" I'm like, "Babe, I was asleep."
Well, because I went on the live and I said, if someone can tell me if Danielle's okay, because I'm really worried. So that's probably why at least you got some of the messages, because it's not like you to not reply. Yeah. So I was like, is she okay?
I was like,
and Joanna told me that you were okay.
Joanna had called a raffle in that time. That I had won in her raffle
and you won
3 times
in your sleep.
During my sleep. So not only was I tagged in that, I also got personal messages, and I was like, guys, it's okay. Literally, I've been asleep for 3 hours. Chill.
We all just care about you and worry about you, Danielle. That's all.
It's because I wasn't like on social media. Everyone panics.
Yeah, that's what. She? To be fair, you were napping in the middle of the day, so that does make a difference. If it was the middle of the night, it would make more sense. But why don't you catch us up with how life's been over the last 2 weeks, because we didn't see you last week.
Oh, God. Well, social media has been a bit rubbish, hasn't it?
Putting it mildly.
Not a lot, really. Clearly just been sleeping a lot. Sleeping, trying to educate myself more. Yeah, we had nice weather a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? So I sunbathed a bit. What else have I been doing? participating in a lot of group chats. That's as exciting as it gets, really. A few walks. What can you do, eh?
It's been 2020 has been one hell of a year, and these last couple of weeks have just. I feel bad things. I don't know who said this, but I always feel bad things happen in threes. So I'm still waiting for something else to happen because we've had COVID. We've now got Black Lives Matter, and I'm just waiting for some other absolute disaster.
Yeah,
I did.
That's
the world did.
That's
I did.
Yeah. No more.
Australia.
Don't want any more. Please. We're done. We're done now. Oh,
I don't. We will go into Black
well.
Lives Matter, but I'll go circle around to Lauren. I don't think we can have a podcast at the moment without talking about it because it's obviously affected all of us. Danielle, if you remember what you did, then let us know. I'll circle around to Lauren. Lauren, how's your your week? I'm going to pretend I don't know, and I'll just ask you, how has your week been?
It's been quite an eventful one, if I must say so. I came out. Finally
out. I want the world to know.
I finally decided, enough was enough. I remember being at Galaxy and I was talking to a few friends, and we were in quite a large group sitting there, and I'm trying to have these quiet conversations off to the side when they ask about my trips to Thailand, and I'm like, and it's just hard to try and keep it a secret, I think. Not that, well, yeah, I was purposely keeping it a secret, but then I finally just plucked up the courage and I felt strong in that moment, and I'm so much more freer than it. It just feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, so it's good.
Because you posted it, right? You do something on Facebook and you hit post. How did you feel? How were the emotions at that moment when you hit post? Did you I would have put the phone down and run away. What did you do?
Yeah. So it was actually something we'd been talking about as a group for quite a while. I think the night before I was literally on the phone to the girls, crying to them, saying, I'm constantly preaching about be yourself and be true to who you are, and that's enough to get you through in pageants. And I was actually lying to everyone. I wasn't being myself. Mm-hmm. So we'd spoken, and that day I just was like, let me speak to my mum, see what she says. She was like, yeah, I love you no matter what, you just do you. And I just already had it typed out in my notes what I wanted to say and how I wanted to do it. And then I just clicked post and I kind of put my phone down and I was like, oh, bye.
Yep. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's exactly what I would have done. I mean, I think that advice, that cliche pageant advice, be yourself. And I know that in interviews, I've been given that a lot. What would you give, interviewees have given me? Is there one piece of advice that be yourself? But it's not that easy, because sometimes when you be yourself, you get judged in a million different ways. And it's become very clear in the last, more clear than before, I think, in the last 2 weeks, that there are people who are not open-minded. There are people who are living in the dark ages still. Thankfully, they're not on my Facebook. Just on that note, over the last couple of weeks, have you guys gotten rid of anyone off your friends list on? Yeah, because I've been spared that, but I've been seeing all these posts.
I've been blocked and lost a few people since coming out,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
My friend is down.
But then also it's the trash taking itself out.
Yeah, very true.
Did you guys know? Because as I said, I haven't had this experience. I'm lucky enough, for whatever reason, that people on my personal friends list are all sort of behind the Black Lives Matter movement and what's going on. But when you guys had to unfriend certain people, were you at all surprised that people were like that? Or you kind of knew from the start that they might be bad eggs, so to speak?
I was surprised at a lot of people, to be honest, because a lot of them were pageant people. But I had no problem hitting that unfriend button because, they wouldn't list. Some people just weren't listening to the reasons as well. They were just saying, hashtag all lives matter, hashtag this. it's really incentive. I've had to remove people in the past for comments about the LGBTQ community as well, and all the things. Because I mean, I have a gay sister, and the way you came out, Lauren, is amazing. Like, my sister never actually came out. I just asked her, "How's your girlfriend?" Like, and then she answered me, like, "There's no hiding from your sister." And I know it should hopefully feel so much better. And I think with Facebook as well, like, you have that freedom of speech to write what you want, but you have to be careful of who you're offending. And especially if you're in the pageant world, you have to be careful of offending, like, different people.
I feel like in the pageant world, though, we're constantly told, be careful with your opinions because they can affect others. Try not to be too political. Try not to get involved in these, don't voice it so much that you're looking like you're one-sided. But I think it's good that we're seeing so many people kind of voice their opinions, because we are learning about what people believe in and how they are towards, like the Black Lives Matter movement, how people are reacting to it and how people are dealing with it. And, I think seeing some people not supporting it is definitely not what pageants are about. They're all about inclusivity, equality. We don't stand for racism. The pageant world is a very accepting world, but then we're seeing people that aren't, and it's kind of like, okay, like, bye, see ya, go.
Yeah, definitely. With the whole political thing as well, I think a lot of people are confusing it with politics when it's a human race issue. It's not a political issue. One side other, which of course it will bring into politics. It's the same with Pride and things like that. They will bring it politically sided, but yeah, these are people's lives, these are your friends' lives, family lives, and that's where you've got to speak up about it.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And also, I'm actually quite disappointed in some people I've noticed that haven't said anything. Like, it's hard because you don't want to go around pointing the finger and you don't want to make this into a witch hunt, but I am disappointed in some people for not speaking up, because I feel this should be something that everyone discusses. It's a big topic, and everyone should raise their voice about it and educate each other.
I've got to be honest, like, the first time when I saw the story break, I kind of had to take myself away from it and go and read up on things and really educate myself before I then went and gave an opinion on something, because you never want to give an uneducated opinion. You would rather educate yourself first, then speak later, because there's no point in speaking just out of impulse and getting things wrong. You really gotta, these issues are so sensitive that you've got to learn about what is actually going on.
I do agree, and that's why I put my post up earlier, a couple of days ago. I've been fortunate to have been brought up in an area that's very culturally diverse. I've been brought up from a very young age to be anti-racist, not just not to be racist, but to be anti-racist and to call people out when they are being racist, to be an ally. I think now people are starting to realise that. People that have grown up in predominantly white areas, I think it's your duty to educate yourself on the subject. And that's why I put my post up and being like, please look into, your upbringing and notice the bubble that's around you. I think you need to address that.
Yeah.
And you need to educate yourself, because likelihood is you haven't been, unless you've had really good parenting or really good teachers, you probably haven't been educated on the injustice that happens in the world based on skin colour.
I definitely wasn't in school.
Whoops. Guys, I just wanted to share, I saw a quote, I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see it? This screen share?
I haven't got my glasses on, so I'm blind.
Never trade your
but I've seen it.
for approval.
This was a, so I didn't know this, and I'm ashamed to say this, but we have, I mentioned last week that we do have huge issues with racism here in Australia with our Indigenous people. I didn't know we had such almost a parallel problem with deaths in custody that America does. And one of an Indigenous actor was on a show, I think it was last night, and he spoke really well. And he put this, he said this, which never trade your authenticity for approval, which just by itself I think is very powerful, but the rest of it's extremely powerful as well. Silence is violence. Well, I'll read the whole thing. Never trade your authenticity for approval. Be crazy. Take a risk. Offend your family. Call them out. Silence is violence. Complacency is complicit. I don't want to be quiet. I don't want to be humble. I don't want to sit down. And I think, because Lauren mentioned that, you know, as pageant queens, very often you're hesitant, especially when you've got that title, or you're going for a title. I think you're very hesitant to give your opinion sometimes on things like politics. But I really think that moving forwards, I mean, to my mind, pageant, what separates a pageant girl from a model, one of the things is her advocacy and the fact that she should want to be a role model. And I really strongly believe that if you're not going to speak out about issues that are as important as this, then you're not a role model. And as it says there, like, complacency is complicit. Like Danielle said, if you don't say anything, because some people just go, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to leave it. I don't think that's good enough. Like in this particular situation, I think you need to make your viewpoint very clear. I don't always think that, but I certainly think with this issue, I think you need to make it very, very clear. Can I ask you guys your opinion? Hannah, I don't know if you saw last week the ex-Miss, I don't know if she's still Miss Universe Malaysia from a couple, you saw that, okay?
She's had it taken off her now. She's been removed from the Hall of Fame.
Can I say thank God?
I know.
Can I just, because there is this ongoing argument, okay, we should all have our own opinion, right? We should be free to have our opinion. There's freedom of speech. Where do we draw the line? Where do you guys draw the line between, yes, there's freedom of speech, but you also have to have some, not even a filter, but you have to have, like, what she put out was hateful and ignorant in the extreme, but that's also her opinion. So how do you guys balance out that's her opinion with, I couldn't disagree more with what she's saying?
I think it's more of, it depends who you are and what you're doing. Like, you know, if you feel that a post could be too personal where it could cause offense to a lot of people, like in your workplace, you can get sacked for it. A lot of people now, we're just, you know, we're going to screenshot it, we're going to send it to your employer if you've listed it on Facebook. I've always been really careful. Not that I have anything I'm going to put on Facebook that could offend, because I think that I do enough research, and, you know, I mean, I have, my daughter is a quarter Bayesian, my best friend has the same thing. She's half Bayesian, her children the same ethnicity as us. Like, I'm very much a big supporter of the LGBTQ community. Like, if you know all about stuff I post about drag queens, you're going to know that. But it's where you tread the line is if you have a public page and you're using that to put these hateful comments, and if people are coming back to you and saying this is offensive, and you've not removed it and carried on the conversation, then that's where it starts to draw a line. If you take it down and go, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to offend, you know, these are my personal opinions, you know, it's
maybe I could have worded them differently. Yeah. I also think, though, there is having your opinions, but then there is also just being plain racist, and the opinion is it's not valid. Like, it's a racist remark and it shouldn't be said. And if I'm being completely honest, there isn't a place in pageantry for anyone that is racist or homophobic. I mean, I get it's not for everyone, and not everyone is a supporter of the LGBTQ community, and we get that. You know, a lot of people, religion comes into it. But if you feel that way towards, for example, if you feel that way towards me, please just don't speak to me, and I'm fine. You stay in your lane and I'll stay in mine. We don't have to be friends. I just want to be involved in the pageant community because it is my passion. What I do in my personal life doesn't have any effect on you. But when it's towards racism, then obviously it's going to have an effect on a lot of people, especially because there's so many pageant girls out there that are, you know, Black and treat them exactly the same because they are exactly the same. They're just pageant girls that love doing what they do.
I've always said the pageant community wasn't going to be perfect, but you do kind of hope that we would be more accepting than the general world. And I think, to be fair, we are. I think we've just seen a few people come out of the woodwork with these sorts of comments. I love a good debate. And I really think everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But when people say things that are factually false, or they have no argument, this is the thing, because I've been thinking about this a lot, because it's really bugged me, like freedom of speech versus, you know, being accepting in this world. If you have no argument to back up your opinion, that's when I really think your opinion's not valid. Like the ex-Miss, I don't even know her name, I won't speak her name, it'd be like Voldemort. But she said something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing, but that black people chose this.
Yeah.
That to me, like, you can't back up factually in any way. What do you mean they chose this? So a 14-year-old boy being held at gunpoint somehow chose that. I couldn't understand that. Was it just me, or did you guys find a lot of issues, not just with what she was saying, but like the reasoning behind it, or the lack of?
It's crazy.
And the stuff that she was saying, just to get on with it, move on, and see it as a challenge. I'm like, no, honey. How do you not see what you're saying is wrong? I don't get it. I think racism is a disease that's brought. I feel like you're taught it. You can't learn. As you can tell, I can't get my words out because my blood boils over this.
I can see that.
Racism is, I think, a lot of it is down to parenting, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Because you have to learn to hate. You've got to learn.
Starts at home.
You learn prejudice. You do. So if you feel like you're having racist tendencies, you probably need to turn and look at your parents to see where this is coming from. And you know what? If you do, anything that is learned can be unlearned also. So she can have a good look at herself and unlearn the things that she's learned. But
I hope she does. But
I think people are just too ignorant. They just think they're correct. They think they're a superior race.
That's what really bugged me. It's the superiority. You could read into her comments that it was very sanctimonious and like holier than thou. Like, she was coming from a place of God in some way. Like, she believed she was talking about spirit and all this stuff. And she was basically proclaiming that she knew how the life beyond works, and that it's fact that our spirits choose which physical lives we have. And then that's how she rationalized that we chose this. It's like, you have no basis in fact about it. I respect that's her belief, but to sort of force that on people and just say that this is the way it is, I thought was so superior of her that's what really rubbed me up the wrong way. And I know that Danielle saw the video, and I sent her on the video. Hannah, I don't know if you saw the video that subsequently one of the pageant photographers put out of this same girl. And we don't know where it was, but I think she was in a hotel lobby somewhere, and it might have been after Miss Universe or something like that. And she went full on psycho. She was saying how Malaysia is better than this effing country. And I think she picked up a glass and threw it. Literally threw it.
He was like holding his head like this.
It hit him. And I was
She's
just
clearly very mentally unstable. She needs to seek help, clearly. And just a rotten egg that somehow fell into the world of pageantry. And there are going to be rotten eggs in any industry. There's always going to be rotten eggs. There are going to be the weeds that you need to pluck out because you have no place.
Yeah, the thing that makes me question it though is that video. Why is it taking so long for it to surface? She was 2017.
That was filmed in 2017.
Yeah. And they let that continue. So that says more about the organisation as well, that they let their current queen...
They covered it up, definitely.
See, this is the seedy underbelly. But again, this is not seedy underbelly of pageantry. This is just the way us humans are. We're imperfect. But I would like to think that when you make a mistake, you can own it, and you apologise. Like a real apology. I'm sorry. Not, I'm sorry you interpreted it. I'm sorry you interpreted my racist remarks in that way. It's like, that's not an apology. The last 2 weeks have just been horrible for humanity. There have been so many horrific things, and I don't normally look at the news because it's horrible, but I feel like I have to stay informed at the moment. I don't know if you guys feel the same. And I'm really wishing I didn't, because I'm reading it going, oh my God, what's going on? I don't know if you guys have seen what's happened with Glee, and is it Leah Michelle, and the things that people have said that she did on the set of Glee, and how she called them cockroaches, and she would shit in their wig.
Poop in someone's wig. Oh my goodness.
What?
Yeah.
So basically,
she's put Danielle, an apology up.
Yeah, she tweeted something in support of Black Lives Movement, the Black Lives Movement, which all well and good. Yeah. And then all her Glee co-stars come out of the woodwork and say, you're talking about this, and you were the most horrible, insensitive person in the world. And it's not just one person saying it. It's basically the entire cast.
The whole cast. But she put an apology up and said, she was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. and you interpreted it
that's
that
not an
way.
apology.
That's not an
That's what I
apology.
mean.
That is like, you need to own your and say you're sorry, not just say like, I'm sorry you feel that way.
But
no,
also,
you did those things that made them feel that way.
But also, again, how is this hidden? How was this not public knowledge that she was doing this all this time ago? Why were people not speaking out?
Money talks.
Yeah.
It's money and power and status. If you look at them,
why she's not had a career since Glee.
She
could well be.
She has had some things though. She's been in Screen Queens and of course Broadway and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the narrative of everything now with the press was jumping on, she's racist, but it's actually, no, she's just a really bad human being because she's like this to all racists. Like all racists, she's like that. But yeah, once again, it's the director saying, oh, she's got talent, so they just let it slide. And it should happen. Like the whole with the Me Too movement, now people are going, right, we can't keep covering these up. We need to, make them accountable for their actions.
Yeah, we should go through a couple of these because Freya has put one thing here. Opinions and hate are two different things. If your opinion directly affects one person or a group of people in a negative and unjustified manner, then it's not acceptable. Also, a lot of people feel that their opinion is gospel and they'll try to push that on others. It's down to knowing the difference between right and wrong. I like to say you need to remember there's a difference between opinion and fact, no matter how strongly you hold on to your opinion. I absolutely agree with what Freya says here. Do you guys have any opinion on this?
I think she's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I am also very conscious that very often on social media we get an echo chamber, which is that the algorithm is designed to show you stuff that very often you agree with anyway. And this is one reason why I always advocate for deliberately going to search out the other opinion to see if there's a logical argument behind it. Most of the time I don't find it, which is actually quite sad. Like if someone could give me a logical, well-reasoned argument for why we shouldn't be invested in this movement, then I would love to hear it. I have not seen one yet. All I've seen is a lot of personal attacks going on.
Will be one.
I've seen a lot of, I don't want to see it anymore. I'm like, you need to see it. That's why.
You need to open your eyes.
You need to see it. That is why, because you're ignorant and you're trying to turn a blind eye to it because it doesn't affect you because you're white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you're not black. It could be anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm talking about the people that I've seen comment, I don't want to see it anymore. I'm like, well, you gotta. Sorry.
Yep.
It's the narrative of what
about it.
It's the narrative of what the press want to put out as well. Like everything's going on about the second wave of COVID and because of all the protests. So, for example, I went to the protests on Saturday in Swindon. There was about 1,000 people. It didn't look like it at all, but on count there was 1,000 people. It was peaceful. There was, social distance spread out. Like 99% of the people were wearing a mask with gloves, and we had our bag full of sanitizer and everything. Did a nice march, like some really powerful things were said. And just to show the support as well, the police were really helpful. They blocked the roads off.
But the press shows so much propaganda. Yeah. That's the only thing. There's so much propaganda in it. It's our duty as people now to look at both sides and share the most informative side, not just what the press want us to see, because Facebook is so much, I see so much press articles shared and they're not true. It's just the press wanting to scare you into thinking COVID's going to come back bigger and, but you also need to try and look at the other side, the other protests that are going on that do have social distancing in place, do have their masks on, do have safety procedures in place where people aren't spreading the COVID. But to be honest, at the moment, there's bigger things than COVID, like racism and Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, racism is a bigger disease than this COVID-19, and I'm sure it's probably killed a lot more people in the history books than COVID-19 has and ever will.
Well, hopefully racism is not contagious is the only thing. I would, if hand sanitizer could cure racism, I'd buy the whole world a bucket full.
Spraying it on everyone.
There'd be a lot of people. None of this pepper spray nonsense, just, hand sanitizer. I mentioned this last week because talking about the press, people were talking about how these black people were rioting, and I said last week it was identified in some of these cases that it was white people who were starting all the violence to make the black protesters look bad. I also have to say, in terms of the news and propaganda, like President Trump's the things he tweets, and there's now like every day when I read the news in the morning, there's another general, and some of them are in his political party. There are other generals coming out saying this is the end, like he shouldn't have done that. And then he just goes on these rants on Twitter, which fact checks him. And then he has a tantrum like a 5-year-old boy, which is hilarious. But if you just read his tweets and actually took them as gospel, you would be so screwed up in your head right now. Because and one of the generals says this. He says he's never had to say this about a president, but Trump lies. Literally just lies.
Really?
Makes it up.
No, Trump doesn't lie, does he?
You say that, but the problem is people have actually become accepting of it just because he does it so often. It's become accepted, which is really, really dangerous because you got to realize this is basically the leader of the free world who's just he's supposed to be a role model, talking about role models. You know how many people in America and how many things you see on American TV, I want to be the president when I grow up. You want to be like that? Like, I don't want to be like that.
No.
I don't know if you guys do, but you just read his Twitter feed. It's like, oh my God. And I thought when he got fact checked, it was so funny.
He was doing that way, way before though. And it's just, it's.
But people are beginning to speak out about it now, like his own staff and his generals, who generally, apparently the armed forces they generally tend to vote for his party. But now 80%, there was a poll and 80% of the people were saying that they agree with what the generals are saying, which is that basically Trump is wrong, which when you use your own army to fire on your populace to have a photo op in front of a church, I don't even know where to begin. Like you couldn't make this up. You really couldn't. Chloe has said, I also love a debate, but again, this isn't something that should be debated. This is something that should just be accepted. If you're debating whether Black Lives Matter, then your morality is seriously flawed.
Amen.
This is what I posted saying sometimes you just have to stop arguing with people because there's no...
I don't understand what the big problem is. I don't understand what the big problem is.
They feel offended because we're saying Black Lives Matter rather than, what about me? What about my race? There's so much racism against me as well. It's like, no, it's not your turn right now. Like, let's
just one problem at a time, please. Like,
let's focus on the issue that's been...
Like, we can all agree that racism is wrong. I don't know what the big deal is, why there's a big argument about it. We all know that it is wrong, so just stop doing it.
Yep.
This is what I'm saying. When I want to hear the other side, there's no counter argument to that. It's just the only thing I can think of is that you're so personally invested in yourself and feeling sorry for yourself that anything that's not about you get offended by. That's the only. Now that's not a counter argument. That's saying that there's a problem with these people, which obviously there is, but I don't see how you can be like against stopping racism. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
It's mind-boggling. It really is.
But this happened, Hannah mentioned the Me Too movement. I was in America when Trump got elected in, and I marched in the Women's March in Chicago. This happened in the Me Too movement as well. There were a lot of men saying, what about us? I'm like, but this is not about you. Yep. It's exact parallel. Again. And
International Women's Day, when they always kick up a fuss about that. Where's our day? You have it in November. You do have an International Man's Day.
It's the same with like Welsh Women's Aid and domestic violence against women. And they're always like, yeah, but there's more men than women. And it's like, no, actually statistics show that it's actually more women than men. And let's just focus on one thing at a time. Yes, there are charities to support men going through domestic violence or domestic abuse, but you've just got to focus on one thing at a time.
I posted about this, I think, or maybe I decided not to because we have to be very careful. I think I'm being mindful, not careful. But when I finished my book on women's mental health, one of the people came up to me and said I should have done one on men's mental health. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like you put your heart and soul into doing something and someone just without any context just comes and says you should have done something else.
Well,
like,
whoever said that would be like, well, why don't you go off and write the book for men's mental health? Because you can do that, right?
Well, that's what I said.
Research and do it.
I did say that, and then they made up all these excuses why they couldn't do it. I'm like, well, but this is what I mean. It's like there's some of these people mouth off without any thought, and that's really scary because that's when you see what they're really like, when they're spontaneous. And that has been really scary over the last couple of weeks. I've been reading some comments from people and I just go, oh my God, how can you actually say things like this? Like calling people scum, for example, on Facebook posts, and you're in the pageant world and you're calling people. I remember this phrase. Some of these phrases are going to haunt me to the day I die. Someone in the pageant world wrote, and again, paraphrasing, scum like this deserve to die. Where do you begin with something like that? That doesn't have any place in any.
It was so I can delete them off my face.
What was the context? Who were they saying was scum?
So someone I was friends with on Face, I am still friends with, was having I don't think it was Chloe. I think it was someone else, and someone was basically disagreeing with the Black Lives Movement, and their argument was that George Floyd was not a saint. Which, let's say, no one ever said he was.
Who
this is not.
Please show me a saint.
Exactly. But they were saying basically,
Lauren,
they were saying that
not a saint.
Their argument, this was a woman, was that this person is not a saint, therefore, and he was a criminal, and scum like this should be killed. That was their argument.
Oh my God.
And I can't tell you who it was because I blocked them. They're not even friends. I'm not even friends with them. But when I looked at that, I identified so quickly this is a person that I have nothing in common with. I'm blocking them preemptively. So I can't actually tell you who it was because I found that so deeply wrong. And just that's beyond insensitivity. It's ridiculous. How can you formulate a thought like that and then type it on social media when you're in the pageant world on a pageant queen's social media? It's compounding idiocy with stupidity with sorry, you go.
Yeah, no, it's the same when someone was doing it about COVID. There's a lot of people saying that COVID doesn't exist. We're all being locked down because, the government, conspiracy theories, all of this sort of thing. And one pageant girl was like, they deserve to die. Like, they're old. They deserve to die, I should be tucked in my house,
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, and to some
they deserve to die.
Yeah.
I hope someone tells them that when they're 40, 50 years old, their back is hurting and
they've had a good life. I'm not friends with that
is like the
point,
most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. No one ever deserves to die. Let's get that straight. COVID isn't a lie. My nan passed away not due to COVID, but bloody hell, like it was not a lie going to that hospital and seeing all the patients because she was on the COVID ward. Like it's definitely not a lie, and no one really deserves to die from it. No one actually deserves to die from it.
I'm sure they wouldn't be saying that. I'm sure they wouldn't be saying that if that was their family members. If that was their mother, their father,
you'd hope that they wouldn't say that.
Sadly, I
think
this
they haven't
been
affected by it. That is why it's just ignorance.
I don't even know where to begin with it. They're like, if we were setting records for the most insensitive comments ever been posted on social media, I mean, this week I set a few new world records for me personally. Anyway, I've seen comments that I just go, I've never even been 1% of the way towards thinking something like that. Like, it's who do you think you are to pass the decision that someone deserves to die? No. Like, can we just think about that person's psychology, that they believe they have the right they think they're good enough to decide who deserves to live and die?
It's like a superiority complex. I've noticed a lot of that. I think that does exist a lot in pageantry, a superiority complex, because
I really hope it's gotten rid of, because it's so dangerous. When you think as soon as you think you're better than someone, it's slippery slope.
I think.
Do you know what I struggle with though is people that can't take in different opinions either. Like that is the most dangerous thing, is when they are just so stuck in their ways that they couldn't even educate themselves past their own opinion.
Yeah. Well, you got to seek it out. This is why I keep saying you have to go out and seek the opposing opinion. This is what you guys are talking about. Basically, it's a different way of saying the same, what you guys are saying about educating yourself. You have to seek out the other opinion just to make sure you're covering all bases, because otherwise you're as bad as everyone else. And if that means you take a moment to formulate your thoughts, so be it. But the other side of that is you can't wait till you think you have the perfect solution and the perfectly balanced argument to say something, because there is no such thing as a perfect opinion. It's always going to be personal. This is why, again, I come back to it's your opinion, it's not fact. And there's a very There's a very big difference. Rachel Chan has said here, ignorance and lies spread the most danger when you have a leader like that. We're talking about Trump. Fear for the younger generations. We need so much more education about fact and true documented history. I absolutely agree. The thing that Trump did say that stuck in my mind is that he posted on Twitter, again, I'll paraphrase here, that he had done more for Black Americans than any president in history, apart from Abraham Lincoln.
What about Obama?
Is he? He's deranged.
He's on another planet. He literally is on another planet.
No, I have good faith that he will not be re-elected into the White House.
I pray. I literally pray.
Did you see the Facebook video I posted up? I can't remember who posted originally, but videos of Trump supporters.
Oh gosh, no! You don't want to. Don't want to get into those videos. Oh my goodness!
I was just watching this video.
You've reached the dark, deep web is when you find like Trump supporters online.
I'm just going to close my door 1 second.
There was this woman defending. You remember the pussy grabbing comment, right? We all remember that comment that Trump made, and this journalist was asking this woman about the pussy grabbing comment. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's, and this was at a Trump rally or Trump vote, whatever it was. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's just locker room talk. That's the way the boys talk. And she's there with her husband. And the journalist goes to her husband, like, excuse me, do you talk like that? He goes, no. And then he goes, do you have a son? Like, yes. Does he talk like that? No. I said, I don't talk like that. So men talk like that, but not your husband, not your son, not me, is what you're saying. And you can just see, like, it just, like the arguments literally, they bounce off. Mm. There was one guy who was saying that, yeah, equality is great, you know. And then on the back, I think he said something like, I had the B word, like bitch, about, it was just, there's so many levels. I watch it because in one way it's hilarious, but it's also really, really sad. But yeah, I posted that up because I just like, oh my God, I can't believe. So when you say, I hope he doesn't get elected in, these people will vote for him. Come hell or come high water, because they don't see reason otherwise. All this that he's doing, they think is great because he's showing how strong he is. That's what he thinks. That's what he's telling himself. He's a strong leader. That's what strong leaders do. Bring out their military and fire on their own populace. To him, that's strong.
To run. Me because too. I watched Michelle Obama's documentary on Netflix, and I was literally crying and laughing at the same time. And they were like real tears of like emotional crying and like, oh my God, she's absolutely amazing, laughing. Like, please, someone have Michelle Obama as female president.
Michelle's been open saying that she doesn't want that job. She doesn't want to sit behind that desk. She's been there, she's experienced it, and she doesn't want that job. She thinks that she knows that the power that she has, that she can make a positive impact on the world without doing that job, which I get, but I'd love for her to be president.
The scene when she was like welcoming the Trumps into the White House, and she's just there, like even on her documentary, she's like, I wasn't happy about it, but we just had to smile.
Yeah, smile and wave.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm leaving now.
Screwed. All that hard work gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
crazy.
Does anyone know when the presidential election is? It's supposed to be is it November this year? Or?
Time, yeah.
I'm sure Maria's watching. I think she could let us know when it is.
Or he was mouthing off about how postal votes. Anyway, like I don't know where to begin to dissect this. As I said, like I generally stay away from the news, but I've been reading it the last basically since COVID broke, and I'm a bit sad about the state of humanity at the moment with some people, and Maria has said it's November, so.
I feel like in times like this, it brings out either the best in some people or the worst in some people. Either way, people show their true colours, and then we know to have a good cull through social media and who to get out of our lives, which is a good thing, but also heartbreaking at the same time, especially when you hold people to... Well, I mean, maybe if you put someone on a pedestal and you really look up to them and you think they're a great person and they show this, then it's hard.
Yeah, but there's people that I never thought would like unfollow me or unfriend me or block me, and they have, and I'm just like, oh, wow, okay.
Again, like I said, trash takes itself out.
But then I also think the other side, and I know this isn't the be all and end all, but I'm always a firm believer that you never know who's going to judge you in pageant land. And I know that's not the, height of the importance of pageants, but
of course, yeah.
Like if you just ruined it, you may as well just leave pageant world now. Like, you may as well just go.
I hope they do. I'd kind of like them to leave this planet as well. Like, go. Can you just go to Mars or something? Just go over there. And I don't know. Like, a lot of people have said stop. I know Danielle said this. Like, I want to stop the world and get off, which I completely understand. But from my point of view, it's like, well, this is the only planet we've got, and why should I be the one that has to get off? Like, why can't these people go? I don't even. This last couple of weeks, I don't know if it's just been the last couple of weeks, and I don't name names, obviously, but as I said, I haven't unfriended, maybe I have been unfriended by someone, but I don't know. But has the drop-off in friends, like the ones you've had to cull, has it been like a lot, or has it just been a few? I'm hoping it's just a few, right?
To be fair, I haven't really deleted
Hannah
many.
is...
You've probably had a good couple.
That many.
And I know loads of people, but I actually haven't really been on Facebook very much. I've been on Facebook Messenger talking to people, but I haven't actually been scrolling through it. I just post what I want to post, trying to educate people, and then I just don't tend to read other people's stuff. So I'm really sorry if I forget birthdays, if I don't like your posts. It's nothing personal. I just don't like scrolling through.
Yeah.
Lauren, when's your birthday?
Oh, done all the
Wednesday.
ironing.
Don't forget that.
Oh no, don't worry. You are sorted, my love. But
cheeky plug.
Share Amazon wish
anybody
list
wants
below.
my Amazon wish list. I'll link it in the comment section below.
But I do feel like I do actually need to go through and read that just so I can have a good cull. Yeah,
and these things.
I don't know if it's.
Do you believe in Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter? And it's like a thumbs up or a love heart, and then they were like, "This is me just trying to get rid of some of my friends."
I saw that. I think that's a bit extreme, but I think it's funny.
Someone posted it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is a good way though to weed out let's delete the trash."
Yeah, there was another thing going around being like, here's a list of people who to delete, and it's basically Trump, your whole friend list that had liked Trump. So anyone that's watching this, please go on the Trump page, and if you have liked it, unlike it if you want to stay on my friends list.
But you say that, and I'm still holding on to hope against hope that there is someone who supports Trump, who has a legitimate and well-reasoned argument for it. And when I say this, I was in America, as I said, when he was voted in, and the person I was staying with in my Airbnb worked for American intelligence. He was in the intelligence service, and he told me that he couldn't tell me what it was because he was in intelligence, but he had seen, I don't know if you guys remember, but Hillary Clinton's email service, because she was the one running against Trump, there was this huge deal that she lost all these emails and no one really knew why. And he had seen some of the stuff that had gone on behind the scenes. And he said that he wasn't a Trump supporter, but after he saw what had been deleted, what Clinton had done, he said it would be difficult to argue that Trump was a lesser of two evils. Now, this was back in 2016, mind you, when the election was, or whenever it was. But you see, when I hear an argument like that, I'm like, okay, tell me more. Because it's not just, Trump evil, everyone else is good.
Also, it's not a two-horse race. There are third parties, like they wouldn't be the third party if people voted for them and supported them. So, lesser of two evils, but there's also someone over here who's actually pretty good that would actually make a really good president that is not getting enough limelight. Maybe share that person.
It's the same here in the UK, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. You've got the Conservatives and the Labour, and then you have sometimes Lib Dem floating around. I knew my conscience is clear because I voted for Green Party.
I'm green too, girl.
I think politics is making a resurgence, because it used to be politics was a joke and no one was interested in it. I think with everything that's happened, one of the positive things probably is that people are taking politics much more seriously now, because if you don't vote or you get it wrong, you end up with this. So I think that's probably one of the positives, if there's anything that has come out of this. And I do think we need to focus on some of it, because otherwise this is just really deeply depressing.
Like these are such important topics that we now realize, now that we're older, like racism, equality, sexism, and politics. I was never taught any of this stuff in school. Like, I don't know whether it's just my school, but I was never taught any of this. And maybe it was, relied on that you needed to learn it at home. But I mean, love my mother, but she probably didn't know enough about it. Bless her. She's just a hairdresser. We'll stick to doing my blonde and my brown hair. But, I do think these things need to be implemented in schools, and they need to be taught in schools.
And then I absolutely agree. Then the issue is that's got to go through politicians again. So what do they say? The victor writes history. I can't remember. I'm paraphrasing again.
Yeah.
I think it's on us. I think the burden has to be on us to self-educate as well. When I was growing up, like, I didn't think the world was perfect, but I got to say, I didn't know that this level of hatred and discrimination actually existed. Like, it's a quintessential question. Do you believe humans are fundamentally good or bad? And when you go through times like this, it makes you question, at least for some people, when you read comments like, they're scum, they deserve to die. And I'm like, it's hard to argue that humans are quintessentially good. I didn't know this level of hatred existed. I really didn't. No, not in the Western world. But it's become very clear to me that it really does. And it's not just one person. It might be a vocal minority, but it's not a small number of people either. And that's been a real eye-opener. Maria has written, the pageant community also has a level of systemic racism. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I know contestants that have dealt with it in very specific systems. These actions go unchecked and ignored when you choose to focus on the shiny crown instead of the morals and values of the director. Yeah, there's a lot of things that get ignored when the crown is held above all. It really should be the journey, not the title. So I absolutely agree with that. We should probably get onto something cheerier. There is something cheerier to talk about right now. Dominic, I'm just going through the comments. Dominic has said, I've been very, very friendly with the delete button. Hannah, just roughly, are you in double digits with the deleting?
Definitely double.
Oh, I need to do that.
The thing is,
where did you get these people from?
Well, I have a diverse friend list from my school friends, from being a Club 1830 rep, and of course the pageant world, and being a personal trainer. So I have a mixture of all different industries on my Facebook, and I've been really off Facebook this week. Actually, I've been, my little weekly screen time came through today, and it's like, you've been down this %. I was like, oh, that's good. But I've been more active deleting people than anything else. It's been quite a week. It's been quite a week. But it's trying to focus on the positives as well, and seeing a lot of positive posts, a lot of people sharing things. But yeah, it's also, sometimes you do have to take yourself off social media for your mental health. I know a few people have at the moment, they're just tired of arguing, and
I'm exhausted.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel for my, for my friends like Dominique, my sister Queen, she had to deal with so much, and Georgia as well. And, talking to the pageant girls about their experiences. Like, I talked to Zara and Felicia about being Black in pageantry and using your voice and things like that. And they were saying about, like, the makeup artists, some aren't accommodating to, darker skin tones, yet they are for us there. And, we are privileged to say we don't have to worry about that when we go to a pageant. Like, if you forget your makeup, you just go off to Boots. But, they have to think of everything. Like, and I know, because Georgia said to me, like, I'm going to bring my foundation to this one just in case.
This was when we went to Myanmar, obviously, like, a lot of girls wanted to go shopping, and they went to, I think there was an Estee Lauder counter, but Australia, who I was with, she was Black, and she just couldn't find any makeup for herself. She I think she'd lost her foundation, or it smashed or something like that. I couldn't remember the full story, but she was just trying to find some foundation, and there was just nothing there for her. So, and then I think Tina needed a darker foundation too because of the sun, and we just couldn't find anything. So then everyone was like, they were all just having to borrow off each other in the end.
Yeah,
even that's a good thing.
Even when I was out there, I ran out of my moisturizer, and I couldn't even find a moisturizer that didn't have lightening in it. Yeah. I was like, are you serious? Not a single.
What you guys from the UK need, lightener. No, you need the other way around.
Really tan, dodgy tan. Yeah. That's all I've been doing in my house right now. When it comes to Friday, it's the tan, the hair, just to sit in my bedroom to go on.
That'll be me tomorrow, getting ready for my birthday on Wednesday. I'm going to put a full layer of tan on and be ready and glowing.
Literally, just to sit down and go, okay, everyone's sending me messages now.
Yeah. Just to take the Instagram photo. That's all I care about.
Yep, the balloons.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with mental health, it's a huge issue and a lot of people suffering. The reason that, and I have decided, I've been tempted to step away a couple of times, but the thing that's got me going at the moment is that I feel that this is such a big issue that I don't have the right to step away from it. Like, I almost feel an obligation to stay in it because I refuse to lose. I mean, I'm super competitive, and as you guys know, and in this situation, I refuse to be the one that leaves social media, because to me, that's one less voice on the side of reason and one more voice on the side of evil, if I can call it that way. And I'm not okay with that. So as difficult as it's been to keep going on social and then seeing argument after name calling, I just feel like, yeah, I could step away, but I'm not going to, because we need to, they should disappear, or they need to see the other side. I don't think it should be us disappearing. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but that's just my competitive side coming out. I'm not going to go off, leave social media.
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to step away from it a little bit. I mean, you can still post. Like, I haven't posted much content on Sparkles on my pageant pages, and also like the announcement of that I won't be at my handover this year as well. I just wanted to make sure that I was on for the right times, you know, make sure I can comment enough on people's things, you know, send a few like memes just to cheer some people up and also to meet a lot of people. That's just been like the weekly thing. But I think it's sometimes you're not always on there posting, but you are, you know, reading up, you're watching videos, you know, you're hitting that block button. But for us, it's not directly affecting us, whereas for others it is. So, you know, sometimes it has to be, they've been dealing with this for a long time and it's coming out to light now, and yes, I support, but also it brings back all those memories of, you know, when Zara did that post about all the racism and all the different comments from all different races. You know, it kind of brings back...
cat's just...
Your cat attacking you.
Lola. No, she's mooning us.
With me.
She's mooning us.
Wasn't last week your cat was doing something as well?
Attacked her foot.
Me last night as well.
Oh, Lola.
Lola, kill. Attack. Go. Attack. Oh, come on, Lola.
She's like, I don't listen to anyone.
She's like, feed me.
It's such a cat thing to come up to you for attention and then moon you. It's a very, very cat-like behavior. Dogs don't do that, but cats will be like, feed me, and I'm going to show you my butt. I absolutely, with the mental health thing, everyone needs to, you need to put yourself first. When we said that many, many times, and everyone has their own history. So you got to look after yourself. So in the background, Kev has asked Lauren, where is your wish list? Joanna, being the supportive psycho, has posted said wish list, and Kevin has said, thanks, Joanna. Okay, so we'll look for a present from Kev. And Dominique has said,
Tams, please.
I found a store where you guys could buy Tim Tams. Please tell me you're not buying them through Amazon still.
I was so close to buying them. They were in my trolley. I went to check out, and I was just like, do I really need two lots of Tim Tams in my life? Yes,
well,
and no.
Don't. But you do.
It's internal battle. I need them, but I don't.
But Hannah, the ones on Amazon are like £10 or £11 plus £5 postage. But the store that I found is like half that. Now it's still overpriced, given that that's 2 or 3 times what we'd pay here in Australia. But it's £5, and the postage is more flat rate. So, like, if anyone wants to buy Tim Tams for Lauren, do yourself a favor and like spend the same amount of money, but get her twice the number of Tim Tams, because that's what a caring and supportive friend would do.
Or just buy lots of English chocolate, because it's clearly the best chocolate.
I do love dairy milk. There
you go. Dairy milk is a lot cheaper, and you can get a huge bar. I think
that's on my Amazon wish list too.
Moonpig, they do sell it. You can put happy birthday on. I have a huge bar in my fridge that I still haven't eaten yet from my birthday a month ago. So it will last you a while. There you go. I think it's like 10 quid. Easy.
Can I ask about penguins? Because everyone says Tim Tams are a better version of penguins. Does anyone actually like penguins over Tim Tams? Because I don't know. I've never had a penguin.
I love penguins. And a joke as well.
Yeah, when I decided not to buy the Tim Tams, I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to Tesco tomorrow and buy penguins. And I think I attempted doing the Tim Tam slam with the penguin. It worked-ish. Wasn't as good as a Tim Tam slam, but it did something.
It went in the mouth.
It did something.
Yeah, but it's not as good. But it's what it is. The jokes are fun though.
The what?
You get a little joke on a penguin. You don't get that on a Tim Tam, do you?
No.
What sort of jokes?
Superior. Mostly dad jokes.
It's like my speciality. Come on, do you?
So my question now, Danielle, is going to say, do you write them, or is this where you get all your material from, Danielle?
I mean, Penguin, if you want to hire someone that's good at dad jokes, I'm your girl. I can remember a few of them. What's a penguin's favourite film?
Jaws.
Jaws?
A shark attack. Intermediate death.
I'll take Happy Feet.
Frozen. Why?
Better than Jaws.
Why was the penguin's head cold? Because of his ice cap.
So bad.
Crickets. Just cricket.
Tumbleweed.
Please insert special effects.
What else for that? There was loads. I love them. They're great.
So that's your new show next week. Is the one woman show of penguin jokes by Danielle.
I mean, if there's
and we'll pay you not to read them.
And then next week I'll get the penguins out and read them all. Oh my god, that means a fundraiser.
I edited so many of the podcasts. Like I hadn't released any of these podcasts on my YouTube or podcast channel, and we'd done 30, so I had to edit 30 back to back. And the number of dad jokes that Danielle you've put in there, it's like I should write a book. Yeah, it's just it's extra work for me, right? I mean, it's like it was enough work as it was, and also the number of times you just say cheeky just to get a rise out of me, and you never seem to find that less funny. You seem to have found it more funny as it goes on.
I can't wait for cheeky Nando's. I can't wait for cheeky Nando's.
Wrong.
I love that word.
Like it's
wrong.
Thing. It's just
the
a thing.
Worst word in the language. It's just.
I love how you've brought it up as well. You're the cheeky one bringing it up.
Yeah.
I can't.
Just a glutton for punishment.
I can't. Yeah. Well, I can't bring it up without bringing it up, so I had to bring it in. Okay, I'm going to stop. Let's put up this. Rachel said, Hannah, I've appreciated your cheering up memes and posts this week. A little ray of sunshine amongst all the pain. On that note, I know that Emma Jenkins just put up an Instagram post that she got a haul from Zara, I think it was, and she was actually asking, did people want to see it, because she was sensitive to the fact that maybe now is not the right time to post it. And I said she absolutely should. I mean, you should do what you think is right, but it would be nice to have some sense of normalcy from nice, tolerant people. I think would be really, really good. Sophia has said, OMG, your cat is adorable. Should have seen last week when she attacked Lauren. It was much funnier last week.
Yeah, she's not that cute.
Kill, Lola, kill. Joanna has said, yes, our penguins are good, but Tim Tams are so much more. I've never had a Tim Tam. Well, that needs to be remedied. Louisa said, I agree there. So I've never had a penguin, which is why I was asking. Freya, get a bourbon or bourbon biscuit, dip it in chocky, more bourbon, similar than a penguin, just a bit melty.
That's a standard night for me, though. Bourbon's my favourite biscuit.
Yeah, but bourbon's in tea. Like, you have to dip them in a cup of tea. That's my fave.
Yeah, that's what I do.
What are bourbons?
They're like chocolate biscuits. Like a chocolate sandwich biscuit, but they're not coated in melty chocolate.
Oh, okay. All right. Kev had the same guess as me. Happy feet. Right, birthday prezi ordered for you, Lauren. Oh, and it's not the waist train of Lauren Peppermont's birthday.
Thank you.
It is cool. We go on a podcast and Lauren gets a birthday present while she's on. There you go. That's a VIP treatment. Georgia has said too late to the party, but hey.
Hey, Georgia. My bestie.
She's killing it with the workouts as well, Georgia.
Oh, my goodness.
You're making me feel like so lazy, Georgia. Can you just stop being so motivated, please?
I mean, she is a mother with 2 boys and she's still smashing it. And there's me every time I look at her story, eating biscuits or Penelope rolling around somewhere. I'm just like, I'll get back. But she is amazing. She really is. And it's, you know, she's been one of the girls like really keeping me sane during lockdown. Her and Jade and all the talk of Drag Race as
honestly,
well. So.
I never realised, like, I appreciate my friends, but I have found a new appreciation for them all this lockdown, because I tell you now, like, I'd be off a bridge somewhere if it wasn't for my friends this lockdown. It's been a crazy one when you can, and you know, you can just get on House Party and literally just, oh my God, this happened today. It's only lockdown.
Literally every week I dress up for my Club 1830 quiz. This week I'll be dressing up as a cow. So last week was Coachella. The week before was, I think we were dressing up as men and the boys dressed up as women. So when I posted the picture, everyone was like, "Oh my God, you know, you look so much like your brother," and people forget that I'm like, I have a massive family.
You dressed up like a cow and you look like your brother?
What?
No, I'm not just about a cow.
Why a cow?
Well, I was going to go as a cougar because that describes me as a T, but unfortunately someone grabbed that before. So I was like...
So is it going to begin with a C?
No, it's just an animal. But I was watching Drag Race and there's a drag queen that says brown cow stunning. So I had that song stuck in my head. So I was like, what print can I do? So it's going to be an extra outfit, of course. That is what I do.
I look forward to seeing the outfit.
Just to sit in here, but, you know, sit here, you know, have a couple of refreshments, and then we're like talking to like 2-3 in the morning. So I dread to think what the quiz is, but I like it because I always win. So they're probably going to kick me out soon. They've already said that. You're not coming next week. I'm like, you can't stop me. If you're watching right now, please don't block me from the
group. You're suffering from Chloe syndrome, because I had to ban Chloe from our games because she kept winning. She was winning all the Amazon wish listings. I thought when I saw she was winning that is because she's being too smart again. No, that was just completely potluck. When I joined that group, the first posts I saw were all these sort of, you know, when someone's writing a post and you know it's about a certain person, but they have to make it like it's just a general announcement. And I was reading all these posts about some people have been winning like a lot and some people are getting a bit like, you know, not liking it. And I'm just like, I bet you this is about Chloe. And it's like, yeah, it's about Chloe, because she pointed that she won like 3 times in a row. And the odds of that are like astronomical. So she's banned basically from doing anything, because everything she does, she wins.
I entered once and then I won the first time, so I was like, "That's it, I've done my luck." Like, I'm awful at raffles and things like that, so it's like 1 win, I'm out, done. Go on, end on a high.
I've entered so many raffles as well, and I'm like, I've used all my luck on Joanna's.
In this lockdown, my luck ran out ages ago. So
you've used up all your 9 lives. Jade has said Hannah wins every quiz she ever does. Dominique has said, Hannah, you're so real, never sugarcoat anything. I like it because I always win. Well, who doesn't like winning? Come on.
I do. Do you know what? Like,
who doesn't like winning, though? That shouldn't be a revelation. No one likes losing. Well, I don't.
I mean, wow, with losing, you can learn something. Like when I say about pageantry, if you do lose, you know, you learn some skills along the way. But with a quiz, sometimes you just really want to win. Like, there's no prize.
You just want those bragging rights. That's all it is. It's like just to be like, ha, I win.
Georgia said Danielle keeps winning raffles. What have you won, Danielle? Apart from the 3 things you won whilst he was sleeping.
I've only won several times on Joanna's.
Several times.
But I've entered so many raffles. In the past, like 3 weeks, I've entered every single raffle.
I think Danielle's bank statement, it just says raffle.
PayPal.
PayPal.
I mean, I'm not spending money going to work, going on the tube, so I'm spending all that extra cash on raffles.
Mine's ASOS.
I've managed to win some perfumes. I won some perfumes and the pageant planner diary book, which I'm very excited to get.
It's so good.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, I haven't won a single one in the Amazon wishlist group. I refuse to do them now because I'm like, clearly this is not meant for me. My
cat's trying to attack me.
Get it, Lola. Get it, Lola. Bring the whole rug down.
Are you going to be nice?
Look at the face. It's going to maul the crap out of you.
Like, oh, look at her.
She
so
just
pretty.
went for me then, but she's being nice now.
This is the thing about cats. They'll come up to you because they want to be scratched and you're nice to them. And then when they've had enough, they'll just bite the living daylights out of you for no reason whatsoever.
That's literally me in my dating life. Like, I want attention and then I don't want it anymore. Hi, here you go. Okay, bye. Not anymore.
I was going to say, so if Lauren's performance last week was anything to go by, that means when you go on a date and you've had enough, you go under the table and bite the person's foot, is what you're saying.
Oh, not feet. I don't like feet, so no chance. I'll just have to run for it. You know, I'm sorry. I've got to go.
No, she's got my earrings now.
Bite earrings. She's going to swallow them. You just need to look through her poop for the next week. It's okay.
Off my earrings.
Why is it every conversation I have, sometimes it always ends up going to poop? We're looking at cat poop now. What?
I don't know. That's better or worse.
Not be sifting through her poop.
Oh, Danielle, I was going to ask for your wish list, but hey ho, if you haven't got one, you've got one, Danielle.
No,
don't you?
I've got one, Kev. I've definitely got one.
We've all got one.
Joanna, do you want to do the honours?
Yeah.
I love how Joanna's the one psycho who doesn't have, Chloe's the funny one, Chloe's a smart one, Lauren's a funny one, and Joanna's going like, I don't have one. And now you've just turned Joanna into this person who's basically posting your guys' Amazon wish list so that people can send you stuff. Joanna has actually written this before you post. Look, I can get you Danielle's too, Kev.
She's like
Ellie Mia has said, hey girls.
Hey, Ellie Mia.
Hi.
And Sophia has said, crying. I'm not, look, I've got an Amazon wish list too, Kev, but no one's worked out how to use it because it's on amazon.com.au and you need to sign up for an amazon.com.au account. You can't buy off the AU site with your UK account. I had to set up a UK account to send these lovely ladies things. So
yeah.
I
tried buying you something. I tried getting you gin, didn't I? And apparently in Australia you can't buy alcohol on Amazon, so sad times for you.
That is
happy times for my liver.
I checked my purchases and someone's got me a bottle of tequila. And I can't wait for Wednesday now.
No.
I have to say, out of
Lauren's like on tequila,
out of all the podcasts we've done, because as I said, I edited them all back to back over the last 4 days or so. That one, and I remember it was our 10th episode. It was on Christmas Eve. We were on with Heather Hopkins. You had been day drinking. You were saying, I've worked so hard. And then Danielle goes, you've been day drinking. You started at 1 p.m.
Christmas do.
And you were so funny. Not intentionally, I don't think, but everything you said was so funny. Even your face was so funny. I had to rewatch that one.
What can I say?
I was apologizing to Heather saying, sorry, we're normally more, and I'm bumbling for words. I was going to say professional. And Lauren goes, yeah, we're normally more sober. I'm like, so please do that again, because I think the world could do with a laugh. And you on tequila definitely provides the laughs. I don't think we'll get anything productive done, but we don't normally anyway.
We're going to do karaoke, and I'm just going to sing the song Tequila.
I told you that's the best song for karaoke, because all you have to do is stand there and then every now and then go tequila.
Tequila.
And then tequila. So, damn it. She's just said she hasn't got one. Who, Danielle or Joanna? I think they've all got them. I don't know anyone who doesn't have an Amazon wish list. Even I have one.
Who hasn't?
Megan Goldberg.
Megan sharing hers. Everyone's sharing their Amazon wish list. Tagging Kev.
Kev, you better send everyone one. Otherwise, they're going to feel left out. Kev, you could get Hannah one as well. Thought you said I don't have one. No, she's got one. I need one to get for New. That sounds expensive.
We know most of us are pageant girls. We spend a lot of money on dresses and, all that sort of stuff. We have no money.
I'm a generous person, Kev. But
you have money. You just sent it somewhere. It's the thing. It's not like you've not had money. You've got money and you've put it somewhere else where you can't get it back. It's not that you didn't have money.
Dresses for someone who's not competing anymore.
Investments.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Are an investment.
Can always count on you.
Literally not stepping on stage this year, and I've bought another evening gown and some appearance dresses, and
it's got to be done. No, it has to. Yeah. You can't pass it off on a good offer. I'm buying a gown. That's if they will take my money. Lauren knows the story. I've been messaging backwards and forwards.
I'm on my third one just for Miss Wales. I'm like, which one am I gonna wear? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah,
I've got 3 for. I'm just gonna do my handover in here and just model them all. I'm really gutted I'm not showing you my national wear, because my national wear was exceptional and funny, and maybe I'll have a photo shoot with it when I can be bothered to finish it. Now that I'm not going, it's half finished somewhere in this room. So.
Okay, Georgia has said she doesn't have an Amazon wish list, and Caitlin has also said she don't. So guys, if you don't, is it you don't want to have one, or you don't know how to set one up?
You don't have one, send it to me, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, just create an Amazon wish list and then put Hannah's address as your recipient address. It's all good. It's all good. No one will know the difference.
Depends what you send.
Yeah, except when they bump into you at a pageant and you go, "You never thanked me." It's like, "Thank you for what?" It's like, "Oh." There's Megan's wish list. Joanna, I'm a supportive friend. Why can I say? You mean what can I say? Huh? Joanna, I feel obligated. Like, Joe, you should put your wish list there as well now after you've put everyone else's wish list. And poor Kev, he's not going to have any money after this. He won't have a camera kit because he's got to buy all.
This podcast is sponsored by Amazon wish lists.
No, sponsored by Kev Wise. Only when it's your birthday, girls. Oh, it's my birthday in July. My birthday's in July.
I've had a birthday.
Okay. Well, I've had a birthday in the past. I think I've had several in the past.
You don't have to go on Amazon, but if you do want to buy the pageant manual, I have some available. So there we go. There's my plug.
There we go. A cheeky plug.
Cheeky
plug.
I'm going to let you have that one because it's your birthday coming up. Okay. Joanna, when's Joanna's birthday? Is it July?
3 weeks.
She said 3 weeks, 21 days. So we end of June, early July. Because mine's end of July.
I don't know the date. I'm such a crap friend. Oh my goodness.
I was saying that to put you on the spot.
On the spot?
Don't. Yeah, I don't like being put on the spot.
So what star sign are you, Lauren?
I'm a Gemini. Yes, me too. Can you not tell?
You're a Gemini. No, I don't know. I don't follow astrology.
Oh, you should. It's so good.
That's most pageant girls do have the split personality. Girls, I better get this right. Get what right? Your own birthday. You're not that old, Joe, that you can't remember when your own birthday is. Or is that you? Joanna's autocorrect is going AWOL. Okay. All right, before we wrap this up, let us know what's going on. So, Hannah, update us with what's going on in Sparkles and Rhinestones, because if I remember correctly, you're closing in on your 100th interview as well, right? So, update us. Let us know what's going on.
It's all the hundred and thousands right now and no cake to bake. So, we reached 1,000 followers on the Instagram. We've not had that for long.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We've not had that for long. I was really scared.
And then you blocked 100 of them.
Yeah. Bye-bye. See you later. No, we reached 100 sales on the pageant manual, which I launched at the end of December. So it's been really good feedback, and it's that's 10 years of my work in that manual.
Ouch. Wow.
Well, it's really good for people who are just coming into pageantry. They found it really helpful, and I like to think that sometimes I have a bit of knowledge. I'm not like the biggest expert, but I think for a beginner's guide, it is the perfect layout of everything that happens in UK pageantry.
I really wish there was something around when I first started.
That's why I started Sparkles and Rhinestones, because like when we started back in the day, like there was nothing.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago. You just went to pageants and that was it. You competed. That's how you got your experience. The thing when people say about like double sashing, which people don't do anymore, I hope. Like, it
still happens.
I'm quite blessed to not see that. But yeah, like we would enter like as many pageants as we could just to get experience. There was no coaches, there was no nothing. You know, so you'd go on stage and an outfit that was not right for you, and your hair not right, and you know, no eyebrows, and all the fun fashion that you used to have back then. Drip yourself and everything sequins. But yeah, so that's why I started it.
Sounds like a chandelier.
Well, wow, I don't know. So my future wasn't shining bright then, but my outfit was. But yeah, it's been going well. I have taken some time off with the interviews. I've done a few which still need to be published, but I think next week we'll hit the 100. But I said I've had a quiet week with that. I didn't want to record anything too much, and I've just been like training my clients and just keeping busy. But yeah, no. So yes, nearly 100. And then after that, who knows? Who knows?
Well, I can tell you from experience, you just go on to 101.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
It just keeps going. I can see Caitlin Nash and Frankie Vanderbilt have written that the manual is great. Guys, if you have is there a link, Hannah?
Oh, you just messaged me. Yeah, you just messaged me on Instagram, Sparkles Rhinestones UK, or the Sparkles Rhinestones page, or here. Like, there's so many. I have so much social media. Just
because we're spruiking everything. So we spruiked everyone's Amazon wish list. We might as well spruik something that's not just birthday giving.
You should get it on Amazon, because then people can put it on their wish list.
I have been looking at, when I first wrote the manual, I wanted it to be really personal. So when I do send it, I can research what system they're doing in, write a little note, and you know, give them helpful tips if I know them, like know what pageant they're doing, if I've judged it, or if I've competed in it before. Like if they're looking for something special, you know, like some pageants are more platform based, others are more, you know, charity. And when I did the ebook, the Add That Extra Sparkle, another plug there. I did it on PDF, and it actually worked really well. But it's trying to find the time to transfer everything from my drive onto like an ebook friendly version, so then people can just search it up on Amazon. But like for me, I like to have things physically in my hand, like with the book. So it does have workbook sections in. But eventually, when all my Macs decide to work, because every time I buy a Mac, it works one day and then it stops working the next. I don't have luck with laptops.
Well, you don't buy a Mac. Don't buy Apple products.
All my stuff is Apple though. Like
don't buy Apple products. Don't buy Apple products. I say one as having had one. This is the first one I have. I would not buy another iPhone, because you buy one and they work great in the store. You take it out and it stops working. And then you go to the Genius Spa to get it fixed. And those people are absolute. And anyway, they're not geniuses. That's what I can tell you. So anyway, Hannah, please continue. I had to get that in.
Eventually I will. That is the end goal, because I was concentrating on my handover. And since that's not happening, I don't know where I will be next in pageant land. Who knows where I will go? I have all these outfits and nothing to show. But yeah, Sparkles and Rhinestones, I'll still be working on that. So I am looking forward to also going to Pageant Girl. Fingers crossed it does, because that would have been where I was in Texas. Crossed. So I was like, oh, I can't make it. And I was like, oh, actually I can. So pageant celebration, I actually do some TikToks and eat. I think we're planning to eat a curry at some point. And I'm going to be the boring one and order a curry.
I love a curry.
Love a curry.
Well, we've covered we've run the whole gamut of every plan of your life now, even what you're planning to eat.
That's literally,
I really want a curry now.
We're hungry now.
You see what you've done, Hannah? We don't have a single one of these podcasts where we don't discuss food.
Because pageant girls love food. That's literally it. And if you look at me, I love food. And that's all I can do in lockdown, you know? The takeaway, I'm supporting local businesses.
Who here
That's
has queued for an hour for a McDonald's?
I queued for an hour and a half in McDonald's, okay? Guilty.
We did
got to the
the
front of the queue, and they told me
Mackies.
to go back to the back of the queue. I literally was on the roundabout, right, and there's two ways to get to my McDonald's, and I was in the front of the other queue, and they said, no, this isn't the queue, you need to go to the other queue. So I went in the other queue, and they let the other queue go into the line for McDonald's.
Fuming. I would have got out of the car. I would have done a carry.
I put my window down and I said, I'm not very happy. I
am not pleased.
They're going to be like, a happy meal for you, madame.
Yeah.
as the Katy Perry song goes, you're so sad, maybe you can buy a Happy Meal.
Nothing happened.
Okay, so we've heard from Hannah in terms of what she's doing with Sparkles and Rhinestone all the way down to the curry. Lauren, that this is how you spent your last week, apart from obviously the coming out, is waiting in an hour and a half for McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to let us know about any birthday plans? You said you were going to do this last week, so now that it's coming up, what have you got coming up for the next week?
Wednesday's my birthday. So tomorrow it's gonna be like shave my legs, exfoliate my body, get my fake tan on, wash my hair.
You celebrate your birthday differently to how I celebrate mine. I don't shave my legs on my birthday.
It's like when you joke that people have a bath because it's Christmas.
No,
it's like you shave
my
your
legs
legs
because it's my birthday. And then my mum's gonna do me a nice blow dry on Wednesday morning, ready to get the hair on point. You know, perks of having a hairdresser at home. I wonder if she's still got it though. I don't know.
Oh, come on! If I was your mum after that, I'd burn your hair off. Anyway, keep going.
She probably will. And then it's gonna be probably a nice Instagram photo, and then put my pajamas on. No, I'm gonna make sure the girls get on Zoom and we'll have a party.
What are you going to have for dinner? You got to have a birthday meal.
I don't know. Mum, what are we having for dinner?
on Wednesday.
I can't remember what she said. Fish and chips, I think she said.
Ooh,
on a Wednesday?
Nice.
Sacrilege.
Why is that a problem?
Because you have fish and chips on a Friday.
Yeah, but on Friday we have curries, Danielle. Do you not remember this? Our Friday curry night.
This is true, but on Wednesday fish and chips hasn't got a ring to it.
On Wednesday we wear pink. That's the theme of the Instagram on Wednesday.
Okay, so is this and you got a bottle of tequila coming or
tequila?
Yeah,
that'll be your dinner.
Well, I got an Amazon parcel through today, and I don't know whether it's the tequila. The postman didn't ask me for ID, so I don't know.
But to be fair, he wouldn't know there's tequila in there, would he?
I think they have to ask.
They have to ask if you got alcohol.
Yeah, it says when there's alcohol in it and they ask for ID. Because otherwise, kids could be ordering alcohol on Amazon when they want to go out.
Would you not condone that, people?
No.
You need to be over 18 to have a credit card to buy off Amazon, though, don't you? So
if you're resourceful.
No.
Well, not that resourceful. I know what you're talking about, but yes. Okay, so that's Lauren's plan for the week, and then she'll spend probably the rest of the week after Wednesday recovering from her hangover. Danielle, what have you got?
Responsibly.
Like you did last time?
Yeah.
Responsibly. I'm responsible for this bottle of tequila. I need to give it a good home. Danielle, you go for it.
I plan to do quite a few walks this week. Just trying to get out because obviously I signed up to my 3 peak challenge, so I need to get the old miles in. I've got a real urge to go surfing. I don't know why. I don't think it's allowed, but I really want to go surfing. I know the weather's not great, but
that's
probably not allowed. But yeah, I don't know why. Today I've just been like, I just want to be in the sea.
I can understand that.
Great. So probably won't be doing that. I'll probably be daydreaming about doing that. I'm just so desperate to go on holiday, guys. You know me. You know I love to travel, and I'm just like, I need to get out of this country.
I feel you.
So yeah, I'll probably just be chilling at home. I cleaned that house top to bottom last week as well. That's another thing that I did. So I went full on Mrs. Hinch. Do you know who Mrs. Hinch is, Adrian?
It sounds like a psychopathic murderer.
She's actually lovely. But yeah, I've been cleaning, walking. She's got
boring. Like a cleaning Instagram, hasn't she?
Yeah. So
that is not one that I'll be following. I don't know. Mrs. Hinch just sounds like someone to me who captures people and puts them in a bathroom and chops them up. Just sounds like Mrs. Hinch. Sounds like a killer.
Okay, Adrian.
Your mind works different.
I don't even know if I call it working. Anyway, all right. So that's Danielle. I'll just go through these comments before we wrap up. So Rebecca said, "Hi everyone, joining late. Sorry, I had a delivery of trees to sort." Trees. It's not Christmas trees, is it? I'm a December babe. If we're talking birthday, Sagittarius. Joanna has said that she's offended that Lauren couldn't remember her birthday. Kev's birthday is on Independence Day. So that's
July.
easy to remember. Yeah, Joanna's on the 1st of July.
1st of July.
Georgia's talking about the manual. So Prato has seen it offset so well. Manual, ebook, Sparkles and Rhinestones manual. So message Hannah if you want to get your hands on that. Sophia said the blue eyeshadow days in pageantry still haunt me.
Oh, mine was bright green and
no.
underline like massive. I don't even know why, like a Cleopatra, because I just loved the ancient Egyptians. I was like, I'm just going to do this look, have a little bit of liner.
I've seen some photos with a lot of eyeshadow, and they look amazing. But I guess maybe not on stage would be a bit much. But some of those photos look amazing with like the really metallic eyeshadow. Rach has said, "Haha, I work for Apple, but I'm definitely no genius." I'm sorry, I work in tech, and every time I have to deal with a genius at the Apple bar, I go mad. iMacs and MacBooks are better than phones and iPads. I wouldn't know. No idea. I'm definitely not going to get a Mac.
I'm appled up to the eyeballs. I'm not going to lie.
I'm trying, but they just
I got an iPad, iPhone, watch. Yeah, I'm invested. I'm appled up.
Just going through these pageant curry night. Joanna has said, I had Mackey's twice this weekend. Go, Joe. Kaylin said she was only 20 minutes at her local Mackey's, not an hour and a half.
I'm coming to your McDonald's.
There's your answer, Lauren.
Fish and chips.
So agree with the birthday
chips.
From Chippy with mushy peas. I do not understand the mushy peas.
I probably won't be having mushy peas. I'll probably have chips, sausage, and curry sauce.
You wrong'un. Curry sauce.
Yeah.
No, I like mushy peas and then put mint sauce on it. Anyone else? No? Hannah, no? Okay. Mint sauce on mushy peas.
I know, but I don't like mushy peas. Like
mushy peas are overcooked peas that someone has sat on. That's what mushy peas are.
On them.
That's what you do. Mushy peas, literally overcooked peas, and someone sat on them, and now they're mushed. I don't understand it.
It looks like baby poo the first couple of days. That's what mushy peas look like. You're welcome.
This is why I don't want kids.
Same.
And on that bombshell, Freya said if she was a psychopathic murderer, she'd never get caught. Cleaning game is next level. We should probably leave that. That sums up every podcast, Georgia, is at some point it's my face. Mushy peas are what old people order. Still taste good.
I'm an old soul, Georgia.
It makes sense because you don't have any teeth. So you can drink your mushy peas through your straw and have your pureed fish and chips at the same time.
I've got plenty of teeth.
It's okay, Danielle. It's a joke. It's a joke. You've got, you have very lovely teeth. You have a lot of teeth. Okay. So,
I have a lot of teeth.
I'm just saying that because I've had 8 teeth out, and every time I look at someone who's got a smile, I'm going like, wow, you got a lot of teeth. And I have to remember that I'm the one that's had 8 teeth out. Every time I look at people, like, how come you have so many teeth? I'm like, oh, yeah, I've had 8 removed.
I'm trying to look at your teeth now, Adrian. Can you smile?
See? If you compare it to how many you guys have, I've had 8 gone.
Actually, I have all these. The wisdom teeth was taken out. That was
wisdom teeth
one's taken out.
And the
I've got my wisdom teeth coming here. I can't wait for the dentist to open so that they can just rip it out because it's so annoying.
I hope yours aren't impacted. Mine were impacted, which means growing
mine was. I had to go underneath. Yeah, I had to go.
Yeah, so I had to have them. They have to put you under general, dig open your gum, cut your wisdom tooth into quarters inside the gum, so they can pull it out of the gum in quarters, and they stitch you back up. I was out for a week. Like I was just.
That makes me feel sick. Well, I had my wisdom tooth. I had my wisdom tooth. I went to work after having my wisdom tooth pulled. Right, it cost 50 quid. Don't ask me how I remember that. I remember it was 50 quid to have a wisdom tooth pulled, and they literally numbed it.
Very cheap.
They Yeah, it was horrible. I actually still have it. Oh my God, I'm so weird. I actually still have my wisdom tooth. Should I get it?
Why? Sure, go get it. Let's
I
wrap.
don't know
Let's wrap
what do you do? What do you do when they hand
put
you
it-
your
Throw
tooth?
it away.
I mean,
You say,
Throw
do you
it
want the
away.
tooth? I do not.
I've still got my wisdom tooth. Is that weird? That's weird, isn't it?
Where do you keep it? On your on a necklace, and you wear it around your.
Hi boys, this is what I. If you want to identify me later.
Something to remember me by.
No, I got it in like my medical drawer thing.
What's that in your medical drawer?
So if you lose one, you can quickly put one back in.
I mean, I don't know what.
Oh,
Lola.
Get out of here, you fat cat.
She just tried to attack me.
Do you literally have your tooth? You're not making this up. Not a word of a lie. You have your tooth.
Yeah, but it's weird. My dad used to keep my baby teeth as well.
I don't want
Well,
to.
that's cute when you're a baby, yes, but when you're an adult, keeping your adult ones is. I don't have mine.
Our family keep teeth for some reason. That's a bit weird, isn't it? That is very weird. I haven't thought about it before, but now saying it out loud, that is weird.
To report a crime.
It is a bit psycho killer, isn't it? Collecting teeth. If you look in there and there's more than one, I really think Hannah should call the police.
Yeah.
It's like, that's mine, and whose is that?
I'm a bit of a science nerd as well, so I like things about like the human body and.
I mean, I had a science kit growing up, but I mean, I didn't collect teeth for fun.
I liked using the Bunsen burner, but that's about it.
Yeah, I like setting fires. Do you want other people's teeth? I mean, people are sending everyone everything.
I don't want anyone else's teeth. Could you imagine?
Pageant Girl collection. We are looking for
I'll
teeth.
put them on my Amazon wish list.
I was going to say, wanted human teeth. Okay, we're sending everyone everything. So if you want teeth, hey guys, if you have any teeth you don't want, send them to Danielle. She'll collect them.
I'm sure,
just clean them up a bit first.
Zara can get plenty of them from work.
I know, right? Could you imagine? That would be.
She can have them cleaned for you as well. They can be extra bright, so they look really, really good in your medical thing. Joanna said, "I still got my wisdom teeth. They didn't cause me pain, so never had."
Oh,
yeah. I feel like everyone has to have their wisdom teeth out. Mine were impacted, so they had to come out because they were ruining the rest of my mouth. Like I've got like a $10,000 mouth. I've had so much orthodontic work put into it. Giorgio has said, "Not weird. My dad still has my baby."
I'm not the only one.
Yeah, baby teeth, Georgia, not grown ass.
Yeah, but my dad hasn't got my wisdom teeth. I've got my own wisdom tooth. I think I'm allowed to have my own tooth.
There isn't. This is cringing me out. I'm terrified of the dentist.
I don't like the dentist either, but when I had to have my wisdom teeth out, I had to go.
It was horrible. Hearing the crack when they break it out.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, Next time you're in pageant land and you see Danielle, cover your teeth. That's all I'm saying. I've always said this. Whenever we're on a podcast and someone says they have like something weird, like everyone comes out of the woodwork and says they have it too. Look at this. Not a word of a lie. Sophia said, "Don't worry, girl. I've kept all my teeth too."
Yay! See?
Oh my God.
Weird.
Frankie has said the same too.
Yes. But like,
girls, I'm worried.
I don't know where to put it.
You're worried.
Like, where do you
petrified.
house it? Where does everyone store their teeth?
Normally in the mouth.
The ones that are not in your mouth. Where do you keep them? I've got like a little medical drawer thing.
I think you should make a little bracelet with them and then just wear your teeth around.
No, have it as a necklace.
Yeah, it's a big tooth. It's a big tooth. I'm not the only one, guys. Necklace. I'm not the only one.
We're not going to have a shark tooth necklace. We have a wisdom tooth necklace.
Man,
where did that come from? Came from my mouth.
Mum.
Where did your mum got to? Mum, do you have any of my teeth?
She's going to get them out.
Sophia has said Danielle is secretly the tooth fairy. I woke up when they were removing two of mine.
I was awake when they pulled mine out.
God. The smell is the worst thing because you can smell your own flesh burning. It's horrible. It's like, ooh.
Oh, they didn't have to cut mine. They literally like twisted it and then cracked it and then pulled it
Well,
out.
if we're talking about weird things, I remember when I had my mole removed on my back, and I could feel them pulling the skin and cutting it away.
Ugh.
Megan said, I've had 4 teeth taken out. I threw them out after I showed them to my mum. Should have sent them to Danielle.
No, but I just feel like it's weird because, like, if you throw your teeth in the bin, where do they end up? Your teeth are just going to be...
Oh, there you go. Tissue in an underwear drawer. Might make a necklace. And Sophia has said, I keep mine in a jar.
Yeah, my ex-boyfriend, his mum had her kneecap removed, and she used to keep it in a jar and show people when they used to come around her kneecap. It was cool.
I'm sorry, say that again. What?
Her kneecap.
She had to have surgery to remove her kneecap. And the surgeon was like, here's your kneecap, and gave it to her in a jar, and she had it in the jar, and she kept it on the mantelpiece, and there was her kneecap in a jar. I'm not the only one.
Wow. This is fun, guys.
Hannah, I don't know if you're in shock silence or whether we can't hear you anymore. I think you...
Oh, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you anymore, Hannah, for some... look, I think in any case, we probably have to wrap up because this conversation has taken a very, very...
A dark turn.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no, she's here. She can hear you.
No,
now you got.
can't.
No, God.
I heard for a split second.
Can you hear me now?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, no. What kind of software is this, Adrian?
At least I don't keep my own teeth, Danielle. Okay.
Yeah, my phone's dying, so I can't really hear anything. So that's me, like, I'll take it out and I can hear.
We can hear
We're going to wrap up anyway. All right. So, guys, since it's all falling apart around us and we've basically talked about everything we shouldn't talk about, I am so creeped out right now. I just, oh God, I can't get this image out of my mind of just, people with jars of their own teeth by their bed. It's just wrong.
Not by your bed. You won't. That's weird. That is weird. You wouldn't put it by
that's where you draw the line, having them next to your bed.
Draw the line there. Don't have it there.
Oh, okay. All right. As I often say, we occasionally talk about pageantry, but not often. I don't think we've really talked about pageantry at all today, apart from Hannah talking about Sparkles and Rhinestone. I don't think we've talked about anything. So it's all good. These are the best episodes anyway. All right. Thank you all for your time. Thank you to everyone for watching. I apologize for the teeth that are going to haunt you in your dreams. And we will see you next week. What's up, guys? It's Adrian again. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com. Join our launch team for our review site. It's super important to all of us to make sure that the industry is safe, transparent, and fair. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, write in your email address, and we'll speak to you next time.